Hey, wanted to show off a cool Clay workflow I built for Ronan Paysar, an outbound sales development consultant. You guys probably know him. He's got a large following here on LinkedIn. So Ronan wanted to sell outbound consulting to large SaaS companies, specifically companies that are over 1,000 employees and have at least 5 SDRs on their team. And he wanted to make sure that they ideally sell, it's not a necessity, but ideally they sell to a tough persona like security or engineering, IT. Those types of personas are harder to cold call because they're not so open to a cold call. Like, I've got an easy time selling the salespeople. I just cold call a salesperson. They pick up the phone, no problem. You cold call an engineer, they're not as willing to talk to you. And that makes it more painful for these companies to do their outbound, which makes it easier for Ronan to sell his consulting. So what I did is I exported a list of tech companies from Crunchbase, of LinkedIn URLs basically, and I filtered to have only only companies that had supposedly over 1,000 employees and were SaaS companies in Crunchbase. However, most data providers like Crunchbase and Apollo and ZoomInfo, etc., have quite poor and stale data, so you really can't trust it fully, and that's why I wanted to further enrich the accounts in Clay. So once I got the LinkedIn URLs, the next step was to enrich them with LinkedIn data, and I pulled out their industry. I then used ChatGPT to then check their LinkedIn company profile and see, is this a SaaS company? Because you really can't tell. So based on the keywords on their LinkedIn page, I was able to determine, is this really a SaaS company? And get their real-time, most recent LinkedIn employee count data, which is far more accurate. A lot of the data in Crunchbase was a broad range, and it was old and inaccurate. So I filtered out to only 1,000 employees. Then something that I could not do with Crunchbase anyway was to see how many open SDR roles were there. So I did a find people search. Really, this is a headcount by job title search to look for how many SDRs are on the team. And lastly, I used ChatGPT to then check and see, do they sell to a tough company? Sorry, by tough company I mean tough persona. And I then scored the accounts based on how many total SDR positions do they have, and do they sell to a tough persona? And I scored the accounts as follows. Then I refined the account list by tier 1 and tier 2. And segmented between the companies that I prospected or not. Then to go ahead and find people for the list, you can see here that you can search all the refined companies for, let's say, all of the VPs, directors, and heads of sales development, and we only want to do it in the United States and Canada. So then we'll click preview, and this is going to basically find all of the sales development leadership folks at these companies. These are like prime people to reach out to, and within like 30 seconds, boom, we have 200 very, very high level solid prospects only in sales development. This is not including marketing or whatever. So if I go ahead and import these to a new table, which I already did, you can see here I have quite a nice list of SaaS prospects. These are all of the sales development people. This is including managers and whatever. But I've got a list of above the power line, sales development folks, heads, VPs, directors of sales development. I also have below the line sales development, so managers and whatnot, and directors. So anyway, this is the list of great prospects, and the last step is to actually go in and find their email. So you can see here, I found validated work emails and mobile phone numbers all within Clay. Essentially what this does is once I have a list of prospects I want to go after at these very good accounts, I can say, let's check all 5 of these data providers one at a time. If Clay does not find their email, then use this one. If this one doesn't find their email, use this one, etc. And spit out the validated work email here. Same with mobile phone numbers. So now you have a list of actionable emails and phone numbers to sequence these prospects. And the last step is to basically push them into an instantly campaign. So you can actually run your outbound motion right here from Clay. I'm just going to pop them into instantly. You can add your account and sequence these prospects right from Clay and book a bunch of meetings. So this is the workflow I enabled for Ronan, and I'm excited to do more like this. If you want me to set up a table for you, there's a lot you can do with Clay. And if you want to build your dream prospect list, just shoot me a DM or comment on this video, and we can talk about your use case. Looking forward to it. Bye.